Good morning. Can everyone hear me? Okay, I can't hear any of you currently. Oh! So if everyone can hear me, my plan is I'll just kick off and then get you all to introduce.
I stopped hearing you.
Yes, me too, Shona. We cannot hear you anymore.
Shona, your network's really bad.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Hello, everyone. Hi,
Hey.
nice to have you here. And yeah, can anybody hear themselves?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, we are using a new platform now, so guys, bear with us. Thank you, everyone, for joining us on LinkedIn and on YouTube. And this is our 7th episode this year of the iGaming Exchange. First, I would like to say happy birthday, Hungary. Today, we're celebrating 1,025 years since we were established. So it's a nice way to have this iGaming Exchange today. All right, so today I will not be moderating this session because we have Shona O'Donnell from Game On stepping into the moderator's role. I know you guys are not going to be disappointed because she will probably do a better job than me. So guys, I will be in the background with this new studio setup we have for the iGaming exchanges and for our podcast. And guys, behave, have fun. See you later.
See you.
Bye.
See you, awesome.
Okay, so good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. Today we're going to be talking about Beyond the Booth. I think this is a very timely session as we are about to start one of the busiest times of the year in the gaming industry, where we have almost back-to-back events from September up until Christmas. So thank you all so much for making the time to talk today. because I am sure that you're all incredibly busy with your event planning. My name is Shona O'Donnell. I am the founder of So Events and responsible for looking after all of our clients' events at Game On. I have experience as both an organizer and an exhibitor, and I have been to, I think, probably every single event in the industry. So I'm really looking forward to speaking to you all today and getting your top tips and your experiences on how to really elevate your events experience. And I think particularly how to make your budget work as hard as possible for you, particularly when we have so many events. So I'm going to hand over to each of you now and ask you to introduce yourselves. So Kate, if I can come to you first.
Yes, sure. Thank you for inviting me, first of all. It's very cool to start my Tuesday. Oh, Wednesday. Sorry, it's already Wednesday.
Too many events, no idea what day it is.
My name is Kate. I work for B2B iGaming. We're creating games, and currently I'm an event producer as a company. So I'll be very happy to share some insights and some interesting stuff we are using for events lately. Yeah.
Thank you, Kate. Melissa.
Hi, ladies. So yeah, my name's Melissa. I'm with a company called Karen Interactive. I'm the operations marketing manager, and I've been in the iGaming space for the last 8 years. And as you say, Shona, it is terribly, terribly busy. We are already planning ICE, we're planning events for next year, the first quarter. So yeah, it's a great space to be in, and I'm excited to be here with you.
Thank you. Dorota, let's come to you next.
Hello, girls. First of all, what a beautiful crowd we have here today. I'm really pleased that we have so many fantastic women here from our industry. So I've been working in iGaming for the past 9 years, and now I'm a head of marketing at Booming Games. And yeah, I'm really excited to share all the knowledge I gathered over the past years. And as you mentioned, Shona, this year is extremely busy for us and for everybody else. And as Melissa mentioned already, we are also already planning Q1 2026. So we are definitely on fire here.
And Teresa.
Good morning, ladies. Good morning, Shona. Thank you so much for having me. It's an absolute honor to be here. I'm the head of marketing at Elantil. Elantil is the new platform on the field. We are super agile, so we are focusing on multiple markets from crypto to regulated. That means that we are trying to cover all the possible events to be visible at every market possible out there. I have been in the industry for the past 10 years. And before joining the industry, I was working on the events in one Maltese company. So events are a huge passion for me. And it's a huge part of the B2B marketing strategy. So super happy to be here and share my insights as well.
Thank you all so much. I'm sure everyone's going to have a lot of great takeaways at the end of the session. So yeah, as I say, we're coming into such a busy time in the industry, and we all know how important B2B events are in terms of meeting and networking with existing clients and doing that outreach to showcase our products and our brands to potential new clients out there. What we also know is that events are probably one of our biggest single spends because there's so many elements involved in that. So I think what we really want to give people today is a sense of how they can maximize their ROI and make sure that they feel that they're getting real value for the spend that they have at events. Because as we know, on the side of being exhibitors and attendees, it's not just the cost of your booth, it's the space, it's the build, it's anything you put on that booth. And then for many of us, we'll have very large teams traveling to and attending events. So it's really important that this works for us. So what I love hearing from you ladies is that you're already thinking about Q1. And I think that's what's so important is like thinking about how we plan this. And the more planning we have, the better we can get a return on that investment. So let's talk about what's one of the most affordable pre-show tactics that you've used to boost meaningful conversations at an event and to make sure that you're getting those meetings that you need in advance of the game. in advance of the game. Sorry, I'm working on the working on the sports global legends charity game in Lisbon. So my head is just full of football just now. Melissa, tell me about how you do your pre-planning to make sure you have meaningful conversations for you and your team when you're on site.
So I think a key aspect that's often overlooked is really forging meaningful conversations. ICE is the one event that happens annually that allows each and every single stakeholder in the gaming space to be in the same exhibition hall at the same time. So you really need to maximize that opportunity. And what we do is we reach out to our clients, to prospective clients, as well as existing clients, and ensure that they know we're attending, they know where our stand is, they know what's in the pipeline, they know what we're going to be launching and what we're going to be showcasing, and just really ensuring that we have meaningful conversations with the key stakeholders. And what's affordable about it is it's not free, it's not cheap, it's literally free. Sorry, other way around. It's not cheap, it's free. You can choose 20 of your top sort of emails in your outbox and send personalized messages to each and every one of them, and really like forge that connection. So I think that's a really important key takeaway.
Who would like to add to Melissa's experiences?
I can add something here. So I also believe that on the top of what already Melissa said, how important it is for our clients to know where our booth is, to engage with them, to book the meetings, which is also part of account management and sales team. So not only marketing is involved here, but from the marketing perspective, I could also say that we do like a lot of social media campaigns that are free campaigns. We are very strong on LinkedIn. We have over almost 18,000 followers there. So of course we have the high reach there as well. So what we also would like to inform our clients about is what's going to happen in our stand, because we work in iGaming, and iGaming is all about obviously business, but also fun. So I think doing special promotions during expos can really attract traffic, and not only prospects and existing partners, but also future collaborations. So for example, if we're going to have a stand with some interactive campaigns, giveaways, everybody like a good giveaway. So I think that definitely can increase the traffic towards our stand drastically. So I think everybody before the show needs to be aware about our plans. And I kind of do it for the past couple of years, that literally every time we have a stand, I ensure that we are going to run some fun promotion. It can be dart tournament, it can be archery, it can be anything else, not even sports related. During ICE this year, we had an AI photo booth. So everybody loved it, because obviously you get your picture printed instantly, and we would use backgrounds from our games to kind of interact with clients that way, and everybody absolutely loved it. So we are only, I think, limited by our imagination and the budget. So this is what we are definitely doing before the events as well. And it's also for free, because we cannot, since we are plus 18 content and adult content, we cannot do really retargeting or paid ads, etc., because that might mean that we might not reach our target and we might get in trouble legally. So yeah, I think growing our social media followers really, really helped us here, especially LinkedIn is mostly B2B. So this is definitely our superpower here.
Yeah, I think that's a very good point. I often say to the clients I'm working with, nothing's impossible. It's all really based on your budget and thinking about what your priorities are. If you can dream it, I can deliver it, but it's all based on the budget. Kate, let me come to you next.
Yeah, thank you. For us at B2B, every event is a part of account-based marketing strategy. So which means that usually we know very well who exactly we want to meet at the event, and we do our homework in terms of preparing pitch decks and analytics and everything sales may need for a successful meeting. So for us, and actually this tactics is also free, to align your marketing and sales team to look for the exact person you need for people who can help you to expand your business on. And also I wanted to add that joining Telegram channels or LinkedIn groups or WhatsApp channels and WhatsApp groups where there are a lot of participants of such events, for example. And these groups works very well when you are trying to search the right person for a discussion, for a conversation. So sometimes this is the easiest way to find the right person, to find the right partner, and to book a meeting with him in advance. And then, of course, you're doing your homework. You prepare pitch decks, as I said. You gather analytics, and you usually our marketing team is helping sales teams to prepare everything they will need for this meeting to make this meeting even more valuable and not just to waste time of the partner and your time also.
Yeah, I think that's very important. Teresa?
So the ladies covered it very well. The pre-event strategy is as much important as the event. So you just need to make sure that everything is planned, thought through. Social media is a fantastic platform. We had our first tent at Next in Valletta. We wanted to make sure that people come. We had a competition where people were guessing jelly beans, and we thought how to make it legit and trustworthy. So I actually counted every single bean to make sure that we have it recorded and then use it on social media on time lapse. It was fun. People loved it. People talk about it. One thing that I like to use as a strategy before events, if you don't have budget for actual stand, are the pre-registration events and networking drinks. It's a fantastic way how to be there at the first when everybody is full of energy, full of ideas, and want to actually start talking before the actual event starts. We have done it with Elantil in New York at Next and at SBC Malta, and both worked extremely well. To have the brand out there, you represent, as I said, everybody full of energy, excitement before the event. So that's one of the strategies I like to use a lot.
I think what's great to hear is that you're all saying very similar things. And I know that when I was an organizer, I was always surprised how much companies would invest on being on a show floor, but how little preparation they would put in advance. And you've already said that the pre-planning is as, if not more important than your days on site. I think lots of talk about personalization. We'll come on to talk about that more. I think what you really want to do is make it easy for people to say yes to come to your stand during an event and make it hard for them to say no. So really give them a reason. And one of the other things I would add is that most of the organizers now provide a host of resources, including invites, logos, I'm attending. And I think particularly if you're a smaller team who maybe doesn't have unlimited design resource in-house, there's lots of tools that organizers will give you as part of attending that can make it really easy to signal that you will be there. And I think also a lovely thing to hear is it's about a team effort. So it's about marketing and sales working hand in hand and everyone being aligned and having a good understanding. So let's talk about the personalization. I think that's so important. We've all had the hi X, I'm selling Y. I would love to send you my sales deck on LinkedIn. And there's nothing personalized about it. They've not looked at your profile. So I think personalization is so important. How are you using your own data or other data sources to create that personalized outreach and create the engagement?
I don't know if I can start perhaps, or
Of course you can.
if I'm too much, please do stop me. So you touched something very important for me because I currently have like 30,000 followers on LinkedIn, and I'm getting a lot of irrelevant messaging. Like by a lot, I mean a lot, and this is really distracting because then within this irrelevant messages, there might be something that I would be actually very interested in, but it just puts me off when I see like I have 150 messages, and for example, payment providers are reaching out. You know, you need to know who are you targeting. If your sales pitch is to send the same message to everyone, you're gonna fail miserably. So I think what is very important in any business, not only in a gaming business, is to build this personal connection with your audience. And I think even what is more important than, for example, pitch about product and about future plans, etc., is to really get on this personal level to learn about your contacts and your group target. And even if someone tells you, like when you have a call, it's very important to ask, like, how are you, you know, what your vacation plans, to be on this friendly level with someone. And then, for example, when you are following up on your sales, you can still say like, oh, how was your vacation in Tunisia? Did you like it? You know, so then the person thinks that it's not just a business number. It's also on the friendly level, and then to do any business with that person is just so much easier. So we really, really have to put like a lot of effort, and I would highly discourage everyone to just see, okay, we want to, for example, go live with this operator, and not learning perfectly about the company or even about the person itself, because you know, in a gaming industry, people move often. And for example, if you would check that person of interest LinkedIn profile, you might see, oh, he or she worked at Betson, you know, so maybe let's, you know, try to redirect the conversation, maybe you say something about it. So I think this is extremely important, to be on the personal level with our potential clients or business partners, and as Teresa mentioned already before, to actually invest a lot in events participation. I attend almost everything that is out there in Malta, and that's why I also managed to build my LinkedIn connection so strong. And I really can say honestly, I know a lot of people in the iGaming industry, and that really like gives me and also my Booming Games company the edge over anyone else. Because then, if we had a great chat at some pre-registration drinks, then it's going to be so much easier for me to actually sell this person something. But it's just, yeah, not only in gaming, as I mentioned, it's in any business you do. You really have to put your heart into it, and get those very important, valuable connection on the human level, not only on the business level.
Yeah, I think having been in the industry for coming up close to 20 years now, relationships are so important, so important. And you know, it's a very old adage, but people buy from people. So yeah, I always encourage my sales teams to use the CRM to put in notes, even if it's just to help them, remind them about when is someone's birthday, have they just had a baby, where have they been on holiday? Because these are all the things that make a difference. Kate, let me come to you next. You've got your hand up.
To be honest, I forgot to raise it down from the first question. Sorry.
Oh,
But anyways, yeah. I actually wanted to say that CRM is absolutely a base for us, and we keep all the history of all conversation and whom we reached out. And me personally, for example, I can sometimes I receive same messages from one person even after I met him offline, which is really frustrating, which means that he don't remember me and he don't remember our conversations. This is very bad. This is a sign for me that I'm not very valuable for him, for example. So as I think also personalization depends a lot on the skill of the person, of your sales team, of your pre-sales team, of everybody who is reaching out to somebody. And sometimes I think you need to talk to sales teams also. But I think this is a job of a salesperson to understand, to feel the person, to understand that he needs to make his message personalized and not send this mass messages to everybody. So I think the skill, the expertise of your sales team is very important. And CRM is an absolutely very important thing for any teams, any sales departments and marketing departments who want to keep these connections with people, especially when you're reaching out to thousands of people, and you can never remember everything you need to remember. So such digital tools as CRMs are very important to have this history.
thanks, Kate. Teresa, would you like to add to this?
Absolutely. I would say that the collaboration between marketing and sales is extremely important. So we are here to provide the systems such as CRM and social media platforms, and then we need to make sure that the sales team leverage everything what we prepare for them as much as they can. So collaboration and constant ongoing conversations on how to improve anything what we do on both sides, and really build relationship. As we all said, relationships in the industry are extremely important. So it's very important to start in the actual company, internal relationships and then grow together and reach and outreach as many people out there as possible. We are very lucky to have fantastic team at Elantil, so we work really great together. We have connections we need, and we help each other. And then one thing I would like to say is, again, leverage the social media. And if we talk about events particularly, I try to always encourage everyone within the company. Every single employee can be a brand ambassador to share the information about the event coming up, what is our plan to do there, what is happening with the company, the latest development on the product side. So just to make sure that the whole communication internally and externally is aligned and consistent and keeps going, so it reaches as many people out there as possible.
I think that's a great point, is that when you're at an event and around an event, every single member of your team is a member of marketing, because every single person is representing your brand. And Melissa, I'm going to come to you, and then I'm going to add something to this question, so the rest of you might want to jump in. Is like, we talked a lot about sales and marketing and how we align pre-show, but let's maybe now look at how do we align post-show with the sales team. How are you maximizing that outreach at events? How are you ensuring that you get leads back that go into your CRM? And then what's your plan aligning with sales on how you follow that up and make sure that you've got these great hot leads who've seen your product and who are interested? How do you follow up and keep that conversation going and turn those leads into real opportunities post-event?
So I think, just to touch on what the ladies have said, I think collaboration and alignment is absolutely imperative. Sales, CSM, and marketing need to be one. Like, it's a holistic team, and if one link is out of place, the whole thing just it falls flat. So definitely collaboration and alignment. Pre-show, it's obviously making sure that every team member has a purpose and a clear role. So whether that's a spreadsheet, for heaven's sake, or a task list, it's just making sure that every single person knows what they're doing, when they're meant to be doing it. And that's pre-show. And then I think post-show, it's obviously a strict follow-up. So making sure that deadlines are keeping momentum alive, having debrief sessions, and just making detailed notes, whether it's taking a picture of somebody's business card, sending a voice message to yourself about the interaction, so that while it's fresh and you can go back and you can replay it to yourself. And I think it's just really alignments, collaboration alignments.
Yeah, I think that's so important, especially when you have big teams and you might have people who've never been to an event before. Is I would always do it, both as an organizer and an exhibitor. I would have a pre-show meeting with everyone that was attending. Even if it's someone who's well seasoned and has done a lot of events, I think it's good to take them through where the event is, when they're expected to be there, any expectations, what their role is on the day, and just making sure everyone's aligned and understands that when they're on site, they are the face of the brand. I think that's so important. And I think actually companies often do a very bad job of preparing their own teams to go on site, and then they're surprised when they don't get the results they need. But we can talk about that more. Let me come to you, Dorota.
I just wanted to add something else. So Melissa mentioned like taking pictures of a business card, and making recording messages. I'm taking it to a next level with taking actually pictures with future prospects. And then I post those pictures on LinkedIn. I literally have like hundreds of posts with people, and then they already feel like they are on the personal level with me and the company. So I think it's very important. It also, I always mention the people that are on the pictures visible on my posts. So that also attract more traffic to the content which is posted. So this is super important. And I think in general, people like it. Obviously, I ask if I can post a picture or take a picture. But I think being like knowledgeable and also very friendly and outgoing and open helps you a lot gaining those important connections. And actually those people feel like they mean something apart from the business thing.
So I think you touch on two really important points, Rosa. And also, I think we should just do a whole separate session with you on how to grow your LinkedIn following. I think that's another hipster podcast separately. I know that because when you meet so many people, I would often write something like memorable, like physically, or about the conversation I'd had, like not related to someone's brand or product or what they were inquiring about. Because at the end, you come back with a big stack, and I just think, I don't know, I just cannot remember every single conversation. So yeah, I often will write something very personal on the card so I can remember. And I think what's interesting is you're obviously an extrovert, but I think it's important to remember not everyone in your team will be. And that doesn't mean they can't play a valuable role on site, particularly if you maybe have technical people on your stand who are really important for those more in-depth conversations with potential clients. So it's thinking about all of the different people you'll have on your team. And for people who are introverted and might find it a little less comfortable to go up, like how do you have those conversations with them? So just remembering that one size of advice doesn't necessarily fit all. And I think I said it recently is, for those people, it's just to encourage everyone to be a little bit brave about having those conversations and remembering that we are very lucky. We work in, I think, generally a very warm, welcoming industry where people are open to having conversations. And also, I think it's important that people generally love to talk about themselves. So if you're not sure what to say or your teams aren't sure what to say, ask someone a question about themselves, and then you'll probably find it very hard to get them to stop talking. In terms of the post-show collaboration, does anyone else want to add anything to that?
I wanted to add, if I may, even to what you just said, Shona, I would even take it one step back and speak to every single person in your team who is present, understand what they actually need to remember the conversations. Is it a notepad and a pen? Then you must provide that. Is it a stempler that they can stample the business cards to some kind of notepad? So it goes even a little bit beyond that, the real collaboration between the teams and helping each other. We are here as a market to provide a platform to everyone who is on the platform. Then they have to do their job, and to do the job in the right way, we are here to help them in every single aspect, what to deliver to them. So we thrive together. For the post show, as Dorota mentioned, I would say our job on the marketing side is to leverage again the huge costs we are having and paying for the stands at the shows, to have as much campaign afterwards going on for the sales team to brief in, go through their notes, and we just plan social media campaign, industry media campaigns, how to talk about the stand, how to keep in the potential leads in mind, and everyone in the industry, how to keep the conversation going. And that, again, collaboratively helps for people to stay in mind, or Elantel to be on top of mind of people, and then salespeople reaching out, and people know actually understand who is talking to them, what company is this contact coming from, what does the company do. So also post strategy after any event is very important as well.
Also promotional videos, again, social media content. Since we pay so much, everybody knows how important it is to have team present at the stand, to pay for the stand, to pay for additional activities, merchandise, etc. Then let's take as much content as possible. I'm talking also like, pictures, videos, everything else that then can be utilized in the post campaign across various channels, like social media channels, or PR channels or whatnot. This is very important as well.
So let's come to you on this now, Kate, because you've got your hand up. But let's talk about what kind of content you do capture at the events that you find performs really well for you in the post-show, and then possibly you're using the post-show content from, let's say, SBC, for Sigma, or for G2E. So what's performed well for you, Kate?
I wanted to say that for us, every exhibition is more than just an exhibition, it's a creative project. And usually we generate a lot of cool, very catchy content around such kinds of events. And if we're talking about creative projects, for example, I want to tell you, last year we aligned all the exhibitions with one cool project. We in every country we visited with a booth, we collaborated with a local street artist, more or less known in this region. So these street artists redesigned our gaming characters in their own style, and these artworks became our key visuals for the booth, for the gifts, for the whole communication. So we were trying to convey a very, I think, very important message to all the participants of the expo. From except this creative stuff, we also wanted to convey a particular message that we, as a gaming studio, we are very creative, we are very flexible. We wanted to show respect to these countries we are visiting with the booth. We wanted to show that we are very adaptive to local culture. So people loved it. Visitors, they made a lot of photos with these artworks. All the clients and all the potential clients, they received very special gifts created in collaborations with these artists from these countries we visited. So we gained a lot of user-generated content. So people shared on LinkedIn, shared on Instagram, the feeling of this special feeling as a special project. So everybody was really impressed, and so we reached the goal. We were noticed, and from hundreds of various gaming providers, we stood out. We conveyed a very important message, and at the same time, people loved the idea and they loved this approach, and how much creativity we put into simple participation in the exhibition. So honestly, it didn't. It was not a huge budget at all. I think here we are talking more about the creativity of the team, and how ready you are to think out of the box. And this was a type of content that created a long-lasting experience for everybody. And this story behind was very impressive, I think, and worked really good. So our sales managers, and what I wanted to add also, so this idea, the very important thing here was to connect marketing and sales team, because if the value of this idea only lives in the brains of marketing department, it doesn't work. So we needed to sell this story to our sales team. We needed them to believe that this is something very cool and very valuable. So sales team was very involved in this project, and I think for them it was also a cool thing to start a small talk, for example, or to follow up after the event. So asking, how is this cool hoodie with artwork of, I don't know, Gonzalo Mar is living in, I don't know, in Barcelona, or from where this person is. So think creatively and consider exhibitions as creative projects to generate all this content around. This is what helps us so far.
I love this. I'm a huge art fan, as you can probably see behind me. Yeah, so I absolutely love that. And actually for SBC Summit in Lisbon, I'm working with an artist on some projects there. So I love that. I also think, you know, you were saying that your giveaways were also based around this. And I think we have a responsibility now socially to think about what we're producing. And are we producing things that are worthwhile and meaningful, that add value to a client, rather than just producing a squeezy or a pen or something for the sake of it. And I also think if you've got something like that that's very unique, Kate, what the brilliant thing is, you allow that client or potential client to take your brand home with them and to live with them for a longer period of time, so that they'll continue to remember it. Let's talk about some of the real fun stuff. on site. So what are some of the best, and I would love you feel free to talk about things you've done, but I'd also love you to think about things that you've seen that maybe you think, oh, I wish I had done that. So what are some of the best stands and activations you've seen in recent years? I know there are some brilliant stand builders out there. I know, for example, I saw recently Expo Designs had a curling like activation, which is something completely different. So what are some of the great ideas you've seen that either you've done or you think, oh, I wish we'd thought of that first? Teresa, let me come to you.
I didn't know how to raise hand. Thank you. I'm so glad that you asked. And I'm going to talk a little bit about one idea we had back in the days with NetEnt, which is probably one of the most I'm most proud of. And that relates to pre-event strategy. At NetEnt, there used to be announcement of the first day of ICE every year at 2 p.m. And one year there were two announcements. There were two brands they did collaboration with two branded games, and we were thinking with the team what will be the best, how to take this and make sure that people come either for announcement on one day or both days, first and second. So we decided to go the second route, and we are thinking how to make sure that people will understand to come back to the stand even on the second day of the show. And I started talking with Air Malta, which is an airline in Malta, and we came up with an idea to print invite on chocolates, which was given out to everyone on the planes from Malta to London. And that created such a huge buzz. It was so low budget. It was incredible, and it was collaborative effort of the whole team, thinking outside of box. As Kate said, it's so important. Brainstorming is important, and if you have a little bit lower budgets, it pushes you to be more creative. So definitely something I'm very proud of what we achieved with the team back in the days.
Yeah, I love that, really starting before the event even has started on the ground. Melissa, what about you?
It's a tricky one, Shona, because there's so much. I think from this year's ICE, I think everybody can agree that Big Construct Stand was next level with that massive basketball court, handing out those mini basketballs. I think that was just so effective, and they had a buzz the entire event. So I think it's also doing activations on the stand and cool giveaways. I mean, obviously they were launching a new basketball game, or I'm not actually sure, but it really hits home.
Kate?
Let me tell you the story. It will not be about huge booths or very, fancy giveaway. I have an example from our London IGB where we needed to save the budget, but not to impress everybody, but at the same time to provide the space for a quality conversation for our sales team. And we decided to not build a noisy booth on the first floor. It was a very bold decision. So we made a concept called the office. So we took a second floor space and we changed the gray meeting rooms on the second floor into a real office. Big gaming office with a kitchen, with the team photos on the walls, with boards, with stickers, and etc. It was a very bold decision because, of course, we didn't have this brand exposure on the first floor. We didn't participate in huge activities, but at the same time, we gained so many positive feedback from the sales team, from everybody who visited our office on the second floor. Everybody was so impressed, and we also got the best view, I think, at the Excel Center, because on the second floor in the meeting rooms, actually, you have this balcony with a perfect view on the river. So it was not pricey at all. It was a very affordable solution. And to be honest, I saw the eyes of other event managers who stopped by our booth on the second floor. And it really feels like the next year we will have much more such solutions on the second floor in the meeting rooms. I think that people were impressed that very easy solution and not very expensive solution could look so cool and could convey the message also very properly, that we are a very warm team So we are welcoming you at our office, even though we are building the office in the center of noisy space. But it was really interesting concept, and I think this is one of my favorite concepts that we delivered at Big Gaming so far. It was really bold, but it paid off totally.
And that's a great example of where you're pre-planning and your customer reach out in advance is so important, because customers aren't going to just, you're not going to get natural footfall if you're not on the main gaming floor. So that's where it's so important to like build that engagement and make sure people know where you are so that you get them to come and visit you. Yeah, I love that idea. Derosa, what about you?
I have a lot also internal and external different campaigns that happened. For us, one of the most successful one was when we partnered with Ronaldinho 2 years ago, and then we did branded games with him. We had also a couple of parties in Brazil when he was present, but of course, there is so many events and it's almost impossible to ask him to come and attend all of them. Therefore, we did a Ronaldinho mascot. Which was like 2.5 meters tall, and we were taking this mascot across all the exhibitions. And I think this is, since even like the topic of this of our conversation is beyond the booth, I think this is like perfect example of what actually you can do beyond the booth, because usually we all know how massive those expos floors are. It's like, hundreds of suppliers and operators and payment services, etc. So having something that actually moves around is a great idea, and especially since this mascot was a Ronaldinho, so every like literally like 2-3 meters someone was stopping us, taking pictures, and then those pictures obviously landed on LinkedIn social media channels. So for brand awareness, maybe not necessarily for sales leads and stuff, but for brand awareness, this was absolutely spot on solution for us. Another thing that we did, which I would also recommend anyone to do, was we did a super cool, really nice design branded luggage sleeves. Because let's not forget, we spend while we travel hours at those airports where we meet also our potential maybe clients and prospects, because we all, for example, travel from Malta, let's say, to Lisbon or to Barcelona or across the seas, to Brazil. So I think this exposure is so budget friendly, yes, because it's not even branded luggage, it's branded luggage sleeve. And a lot of people ask me, where did we produce it? Even like a lot of people looked at it and they said, wow, they're so beautiful. So this is another thing that you can do that is really cheap, and it builds brand awareness beautifully. And about any other campaign, so I always love what BetConstruct does, but of course they have this unlimited, I would say, almost budgets. But as you said, Shona, yourself, I think when we don't have unlimited budgets, that requires even more creativity from our side, like how to achieve our goal without spending so much money. So yeah, and also Teresa last year at Lisbon, she had a very cool stunt activation, which I absolutely loved. It was this hammer. How was it called?
Hammer game for
Yes,
the
it was
upcoming.
so super cool, and it gave this super vacation vibe, because I think every one of us who goes like to the seaside, there are these games that you have to kick the ball or hit boxing thingy. I don't know how it's called. And Teresa had this thing with the hammer, and I was there. I don't know how many times I hit it, but I had definitely a lot of fun. And the
Lot
same
of
like,
Thank you. You have to come to our stand at SBC. We're gonna have a very fun buzzer game.
I
So
will be there. You can count on me for sure.
We can set up a tournament with our group now.
Yes.
Kate, let me come back to you.
Yeah, I just was thinking about it. I'm a very big fan of solutions when I see that event managers or the brands are taking care of the visitors. And one very simple but I think very powerful solution was to build a small like lockers at the stand, where the guests could leave their stuff, their belongings for the whole day, for example, and we were taking care of them. And it's also very cheap. It just takes a small space at your stand, but anybody who is passing by can use the locker, can leave the stuff, all the presents, all these giveaways he won, and all the merch. He can leave it in the box and come in the evening and take it and go home. So I think this is a small example of how we can take care and solve the problems of the visitors at the events. And there are a lot of problems, a lot of challenges for the people who are working during the whole day, talking, walking, collecting all the stuff. Sometimes taking care of them pays off a lot.
Definitely. So I'm aware we're like running close to the end of our time. So I have two more questions for you, ladies. In your experience, what is the most underrated, that is really low cost aspect of trade show success that you think companies should be leveraging?
If I may start, I would say we said
Absolutely.
Thank you. We said it many times. It's the social media, 100%. It's a platform which is there for you for free. We are not using it in the gaming industry as much as we should. I believe it's changing, it's shifting. So that's definitely one of them. And second, old school leaflets. It has always worked for me really well. As Dorota mentioned, we also like to run some fun activities at the stand, so people come, do some fun during the exhibition, and leave our stand with the knowledge about the product and our latest developments. That's ultimate goal, right? So the leaflets actually really help to bring the traffic to your stand. That would be one quick answer.
Melissa?
So for us, I think it's ensuring that the team looks consistent. So everybody has a, so to speak, uniform, whether it's a label, whether it's everyone's wearing white sneakers or some sort of branding. It allows the delegates and visitors to identify who is part of the company and who isn't. A really affordable tactic is networking, networking, networking. I can't stress this enough. It's imperative. And then I think just really being present at the show, walking the floor, engaging with different sort of prospective clients, existing clients, like I said earlier. Going to a chill zone, offering somebody a cup of coffee, to buy them a cup of coffee, and just really being present in the moment.
Kate?
I believe that the most underrated thing is how the team works at the booth. And every person there is the face of your brand. And I've seen so many times very beautiful, expensive booths which felt really cold because the staff, they didn't even notice people coming, which is very frustrating. It's, let's be honest, it's not easy at all to work at a trade show. It's exhausting to talk all day, but this is the rule that you bring your brand, you invest so much into the stand, you invested so much into building this impression that you're a very successful brand, and this is very bad if the team doesn't represent you properly, if the team, and even worse, if the team don't know the product they are selling. Because I think roles and responsibilities should also be very clear, and the team should be trained, the team should be motivated, the team should be good looking because they're also a face of the brand. And what else I think is underrated is consistency of communication and the packaging of the whole participation. Because if you have a very clear message, if you have a very clear visual idea, you will be noticed. And from my experience and from what I see at the social floor, many companies don't invest too much into trying to convey a particular message, and everything looks messy in this way, and this is a very high chance that people will leave your stand without feeling who you are, what your brand is about, and what you're selling. And one more I would say is collaboration, actually, because often they are very free, but they give you many unexpected benefits. Try to think with whom on the show floor, you can collaborate. Because we had such projects when, for example, our partners on other stands, they were giving away vouchers for the bar, for example. So the traffic from their stand came to our stand. So we shared the audience, which was cool, by the way. It was free for everybody. And I think it was like win-win situation for everyone.
Before I come to you, Dorota, I'm just going to say that's always been one of the biggest things. When I was running the big trade shows, would be at the end of a show, people would say, oh, we didn't have a good show, we had very little footfall, we didn't speak to many customers. And exactly what Kate's saying, I would have walked past these booths, some of them would be beautiful, and their team would be sat right at the back on their laptops working. Absolutely no engagement whatsoever. And I appreciate everyone is so busy in managing multiple projects, but when you're on site for an event, I think it's so important that you empower your staff to clear their calendars so that you are physically and like emotionally and intelligently present to be there for those customers. You can build the most amazing booth, but once people step onto it, it is for you and your team to have great conversations, make people feel welcome. Again, Kate, like you were saying, it should be an extension of your brand. It is your office while you're on the move. So yeah, absolutely. It used to drive me crazy seeing people just, it's a shop. You wouldn't have a shop with nothing in the window, and your team are the people you want to put in that window and encourage people in and have that conversation. And you just never know where any conversation will take you. And I think maybe it was you also, Kate, or maybe Melissa, but people move around a lot in the industry. So just because you won't do business with someone now doesn't mean that they won't know someone that they can introduce you to, or they might move to a different role in the future. Dorota,
Yes,
let's
this is
wrap up
something
this question with you.
Yes, your last sentence was absolutely spot on, and I cannot even agree more to what you just said. I also believe that we should never, ever, ever underestimate any person that we meet on our way, and we should always be respectful and kind and polite. It's really as simple as it is, because, for example, I started as a game presenter at NetEnt, and we're all game presenters, or shufflers and whatnot. And now all those, because we're like such a good I managed to establish such a great friendships there. All those people now, they are casino managers, or can help us with an event, so they all migrated, so their career really developed like very, very fast. And since we were so good together, we're so respectful towards each other, we really help out now each other a lot still after so many years, since all of us left NetEnt. We are still very, very close community there. And I really, really don't like when someone, for example, says like, oh, it's just customer support. Yeah, okay, this person is, for example, now customer support, but maybe in 1 year or 2 years that person can be a casino manager, and what you're gonna do then if you're gonna burn this bridge and disrespect that person because of the job title or whatnot? You're gonna maybe fail in the future. So I think it's not only in iGaming, but in general in life, I highly recommend to be just kind and good people, and really respectful towards everybody. But coming back also to the topic about the booth and about not high cost being involved, as I mentioned previously, any stand activity really can trigger those people that they will be interested in something, and they will visit our stand and start the conversation. So, for example, as you guys all said, I think at this point, if someone invests so much money at the stand, but then you see everybody on their laptops, they almost look like completely unapproachable, because you don't know how important this call or this email or whatever else they're doing is. So we don't want to go there and say like, hi, can I talk to you? And they will be like, no, because I'm super busy with something. So having great team at the stand, engaged team at the stand that shows affection and shows dedication is extremely important. And yeah, and one of the things that can definitely trigger more traffic to the stand and trigger those amazing conversations are different stand activations that are fun and cool, and people feel comfortable around it.
Okay, so I'm going to come to you each for one top tip for success. Kate, I'm going to start with you.
One top tip. Start planning in advance, I think, and be sure that everybody who is involved in your project knows the role and understands what we are expecting from this person. I think this is a key, unfortunately, but we need to do our homework. We need to start planning in advance. We need to align the goals. We need to set common goals for the whole team. We need to motivate this team in advance and be sure that we come to the event very properly prepared, I think.
Thank you. Great tips. Melissa?
So yeah, Kate, you've got my tip, but it is that it's really just making sure that every single person in the team is on the same page. So planning and just ensuring that everybody knows what they're delivering. It's imperative and it goes without saying.
Teresa?
On top of that, because those are very good points, I would say consistency. So having the same way communication prepared before the show, during the show, and after the show. Pure preparation of the whole team, so everyone who is coming knows exactly the floor plan, what is happening and where, and what are their roles within the stand, and knowing why we are there. It being at the exhibition, it's very important to understand it's your huge chance to represent the brand and showcase exactly what your brand and company stands for. So showcasing the product in the right way, having everyone very nice to other people if you want to be seen as a nice brand, as Dorota said. So really understanding the importance, why this is so important. It's very costly, and there is a reason behind it, because it can bring you amazing leads, which are going to leverage your business to sky levels. So everyone, the understanding why is it so important to everyone pull towards the same goal and represent the company in the best way possible.
Dorota?
I would make it super short. I would say, like, be creative, be dedicated, and be kind. And also, one of the most important thing is surround yourself with smart people that actually you can learn from. And yeah, I'm really happy that I participated in this podcast today, because all girls, you are so amazing, and I really even took some notes. So yeah, amazing. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. So just to wrap up, the kind of key things that I've made notes of like throughout are plan early, use your imagination because that is not limited by any budget. Personalization is so important and so easy to do now with the tools that we have. Use the social media that you will already have for your company for pre, on-site, and post-show to keep your brand alive. Be as creative as you possibly can be. Be consistent in your messaging and your brand so that people immediately understand what your brand aligns with. And when they see you at a show, they know straight away it's you. And the team. So the importance of managing your team, making sure the team is aligned with their roles, their expectations, and communicating often and frequently with them. Because at the end of the day, for me, I think your team are your most underrated tool that you will always have. And, you know, people are what makes a company great, and they bring all of their ideas. And I think it's hard not to include Dorota's of just be kind. So often we work long days, we're on our feet, we're tired, we might have some, you know, difficult conversations with people, some that are frustrating. But yeah, always just remember it might be somebody's first show, they might never have spoken to anyone before, and just try and give them the best opportunity to have that conversation with you. It has been an absolute pleasure. You are all inspiring and you've brought so much to the conversation. I look forward to speaking to you all in real life in Lisbon in under a month. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope there's been valuable takeaways for everyone.
Thank you so much for hosting, Shona. You are
Thank
absolutely
you so much,
amazing.
Shona.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Thanks, everybody. Take care.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
everyone. So
Bye.
yeah, that's a wrap for today's session. And yeah, make sure to post those images you post on LinkedIn that you're attending an event 3 weeks before that event. So right the time of the conference, your post will show off. Otherwise, because some of the companies have we seen that we made this mistake that they have been posting that we are attending this event and that event when they are there, and that you've seen that the LinkedIn is very flooded with all these types of posts, and it shows up 2 weeks after the conference, so you might not want to miss out on that part too. All right, so thank you guys once again for joining us. The recording of this session is going to be on LinkedIn, on YouTube, and in the Knowledge Hub on European Gaming. We will be back next one. Take care. Goodbye, everyone.
Have a great day. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Have a good day.